Hey guys, it's been really good that a few of you have appreciated the renovation videos that have been going on in the old house, so the before and after videos, so you can see what's slowly been happening there. But not everything that's gone on in the old house has been so spectacular. Most of the work that's happened here, nobody but me would even know it's been done, probably. So, the big spectacular before and after, the old crappy room that becomes sort of nice, other people can appreciate that. But most of the work that's gone on here is stuff that nobody else will really notice, So I'll give you an example. If you can hear, you can probably hear, it's a bit windy today, and these windows here rattle in the wind, and particularly at night, this is really loud. You can hear the other one doing it too. And that goes on, anytime there's a little bit of wind. Most of the windows in the house were doing that. Most of the windows and the doors, the sliding doors as well, were doing that. So the pane, the glass is actually moving in the frames, and then the actual window itself moves. Window itself moves, and that makes it noisy as well. So obviously during the day it's a bit annoying, but at night when you're trying to sleep it's really annoying. So slowly I've been getting around the house and dealing with these. Sometimes what we have to do is put some silicone in these gaps between the glass and the frame. But there's another thing that we're going to do as well, and we're going to use something called Sukima tape. There's probably English words for it. Something tape, schema tape. I don't know what it is in English, but it's this stuff. So there's a couple of different types, or there's a few different types and sizes, depending on how big the gap is that you've got to deal with. So I think I'm probably losing viewers already. It's only going to be hardcore renovation type people who are going to continue with this, but I'll just show you a couple of examples of it. So those two people that are still watching. So it's there's a couple of types. There's a cushion type like this, which is just basically foam, rubber, and then it comes in a variety of thicknesses depending on how big the gap is that we're dealing with. This will become clearer in a moment. And there's the other one that I prefer, is this one, which is a better quality, I think, and also sort of seems to be more appropriate for the old style building as well. And it's this one, which is it's a hairy thing. It's a hairy thing. So, let's have a go at fixing this one with the schema tape. Okay, so you can see between the two windows here, there's a gap. And it's because of that gap it's moving, look. So we look at how wide we can make that gap. That's as wide as it goes, so yeah, okay. Okay, so it's like a 5mm gap or something. Put you over there. You're not helping me much, just watching like that. So we'll go for a 5mm gap. That's a 4mm, that's pretty good. I've got smaller, I do have smaller. Actually, I might try. I've just got one piece left over from another window here of the of the foamy stuff, the spongy stuff. So we'll just try that. So it's wider at the top than it was at the bottom. So the bottom was actually pretty tight, so I'll put it at the top. You don't want to make it too tight, it's got to be you want it, if it's loose, if it's too small or too loose, it's still going to rattle. But if it's too tight, it's a real pain to open and close the window. So I'll just try this. That's better. The frame's not shaking now. So the glass is still moving in the frame. You can still make the glass move in the frame a little bit. It's actually not too bad. It's not too bad. This one's that's a bit rattly. That's a bit rattly. But the frame itself has stopped moving. On this one, you can hear that's the other one. That's the next job. But this one, the frame has stopped rattling, so that's a good thing. Now, if I want to, I can put a small amount. We'll do that. Let's do that. We'll just get a small piece. So I try and avoid using silicone if I can, because silicone's not really. Sometimes I've used it sometimes on the windows here, but old style windows like this, the last thing you want to see is silicone. You know, you don't want to see silicone. It doesn't look real good, does it? So if we can do something else that you can't see, that's better. So we'll just see if we can put. We've got 2 panes there. That's 1 and that's 2. That one's okay. These two are the problem. So I'll just cut a small piece. And I'm not even going to tape it into place at first, I'm just going to put it there. That worked. So that's stopped the glass moving in the frame. So we've stopped the frame moving. Now if we can stop the glass moving in the frame, it should be better. Well, it's one with a brain surgeon. That's worked. So now I'll just fabulous. So now I'll just repeat the same process on these. So yeah, a lot of the work that's gone on around this place has been like this. You know, little things that make a big difference to people who live in the house, but nobody else that comes here is probably going to even notice, you know. It's just the way it works, isn't it? It's just the way it is. Oh well, look at that. Interesting. That's the other thing with this whole place, is that the more stuff I do, the more stuff I find. Often I start off to do some job that should only take a couple of minutes, but then while I'm doing it I notice something else. Oh dear, look at this, and then I find myself launching off on a huge project, you know, all the time. Fantastic. Hope you found that a little bit interesting. More videos coming soon.